You think your silence is making her forget you, but it's doing the opposite. You think you lost because she walked away smiling, but what's starting to break her ego is the one thing she never thought you had the strength to do. Stop performing for her attention. You thought the game was about being chosen. It wasn't. The game was about whether you would abandon yourself just to keep somebody who already showed you what they think of your value. And that's why this hurts so much. Not because she left, not because she moved cold, not because she played you once and moved on like it was nothing. It hurts because some part of you is still acting like your worth is sitting in her hands, waiting for her mood to decide whether you get it back. Listen carefully. If you need reminders like this, subscribe now because the world is full of soft lies, cheap validation, and advice that keeps you weak. You do not need more comfort. You need truth on repeat until your standards become stronger than your feelings. Here's what it really means when your silence starts breaking her ego. It does not mean you are punishing her. It does not mean you are manipulating her. It does not mean you are secretly running some strategy to make her crawl back. It means you finally stopped volunteering for your own humiliation. It means your energy is no longer available for somebody who fed on your reactions. It means access to you is no longer cheap. And when access to you is no longer cheap, people who benefited from your weakness start feeling the loss of control. That's the part most men don't understand. You think she misses you? Maybe. You think she's confused? Maybe. You think she's finally realizing your value? Maybe. But those guesses are not the point. The point is that when you stop chasing, stop explaining, stop defending, stop trying to prove your heart to someone committed to misunderstanding it, the whole emotional economy changes. Why? Because your constant presence used to reassure her. Your texting reassured her. Your availability reassured her. Your emotional essays reassured her. Even your pain reassured her. It told her, I still revolve around you. I still bend around you. I still need you to define the meaning of this story. Then one day, that reassurance disappears, and now she has to sit with something unfamiliar. Not your anger, not your begging, not your jealousy, your absence, your calm, your refusal, your silence. That hits different because presence can be managed, presence can be delayed, presence can be breadcrumbed, presence can be tested. But silence, real silence, silence from a man who finally sees clearly, that cannot be controlled, that cannot be milked for attention, that cannot be toyed with. That's called consequences. Let's get brutally honest. The misconception is this: you believe the deepest pain came from what she did. The hard truth is that the deepest pain came from what you kept doing after she showed you who she was. You kept returning. You kept rationalizing. You kept translating disrespect into confusion. You kept calling mixed signals complexity. You kept calling emotional unavailability timing. You kept calling your anxiety love. No, that's not love. That's attachment mixed with denial. That's fantasy fighting reality. That's your ego saying, if I can just make this person see me, then I won't have to face the fact that I betrayed myself trying. And why does it happen? Root cause. Go deeper. It happens because you confused being needed with being valued. You confused intensity with intimacy. You confused access with connection. You thought if you gave more, tolerated more, understood more, forgave more, then eventually your loyalty would be rewarded. But life does not reward what you feel, it rewards what you enforce. If your boundaries are weak, your feelings will be exploited. If your standards are negotiable, your loyalty becomes a discount code. If your self-respect collapses every time you fear losing someone, then you are not in love. You are in withdrawal from your own emptiness. Read that again in your mind. You weren't just chasing her, you were chasing relief. Relief from uncertainty, relief from rejection, relief from the wound that says, maybe I'm not enough unless somebody I desire chooses me. That is the real addiction, not her. The story. The unfinished emotional story that makes you believe closure is out there in another person's message instead of inside your own decision. And that addiction costs you more than you think. It costs your focus, it costs your sleep, it costs your discipline, it costs your edge, it costs your peace when you wake up. It costs your body because stress has a smell, a posture, a weight. It costs your standards with other people. It costs the quality of your work. It costs the way you speak to yourself in private. It costs your future because a distracted man leaks power in every direction. You stop training the same. You stop thinking clearly. You stop trusting your instincts. You stop respecting time. You stop building your life. You stop being dangerous in the right way. And the world can feel it. That's why your silence matters, but not for the childish reason people think, not because she's losing a fan, because you are no longer giving your life force to a dead end dynamic. You are pulling your energy out of fantasy and putting it back into reality. And reality is where men rebuild. Ask yourself something. Why would your silence bruise her ego at all if she truly saw you as irrelevant? Why would your absence feel loud if your presence meant nothing? Why would she notice the door closing if she believed the room was empty? She notices because on some level, she knew you were invested. She knew she could reach you. She knew your emotions were still on the shelf ready for her whenever she wanted reassurance. The moment that certainty dies, something inside her has to confront a new fact. You are not hers to access anymore. That realization is not about revenge. It is about reality replacing entitlement. And now we get to the reframe. Your silence is not a message to her. It is a message to you. It says, I am done negotiating with what drains me. It says, I no longer audition for basic respect. It says, I don't need to be chosen by someone who is comfortable mishandling me. It says, my value does not go up and down based on another person's inconsistency. That is power. Quiet power, clean power, not loud, not theatrical, not bitter, grounded. And grounded is exactly what you need to become. Picture the man who has learned this lesson for real, not the fake alpha caricature, not the loud guy posting quotes while spiraling in private, not the cold mask, the man, the real one. He does not chase confusion. He notices it and steps back. He does not over explain his worth. He embodies it. He does not beg for clarity from someone benefiting from keeping things blurry. He clears his own path and keeps moving. His attention is earned. His word means something because he does not use it to negotiate with disrespect. He can feel deeply without becoming easy to control. He can care without collapsing. He can want someone without worshiping them. He can lose someone without losing himself. That man is calm because he has boundaries. That man is attractive because he has purpose. That man is dangerous because he is not desperate. That man is respected because he respects himself first. He doesn't need to announce that he's done. He is done. He doesn't need to post for effect. He lives differently. He doesn't need closure from the person who created the confusion. He becomes the closure. He doesn't sit around asking, does she regret it? He asks better questions. Did I learn? Did I tighten my standards? Did I reclaim my attention? Did I become harder to play and easier to trust? That is a man rebuilding from the inside out. And maybe part of you still wants one thing. Let's be honest. Maybe part of you still wants her to feel what you felt. Maybe part of you still wants the text, the apology, the moment she realizes what she lost. Fine, you're human. But don't build your life around that fantasy. Because if your healing depends on her awakening, then you are still chained to the same prison with nicer language. Your freedom begins when you stop needing the audience that injured you to clap for your recovery. So what do you do now? You cut the invisible cord. Fully, not halfway, not until you feel lonely. Fully, you stop checking. You stop decoding. You stop revisiting old messages like there's hidden scripture in them. You stop stalking the evidence of a life that no longer deserves your attention. You stop asking mutual friends sideways questions. You stop rehearsing conversations that will never happen the way you want. You stop feeding the obsession and calling it processing. Then you redirect. You redirect into your body. Train, lift, run, breathe. Sleep like a man who understands recovery is part of strength. You redirect into your mind. Read more. Learn more. Sit long enough in silence to hear the lies you've been telling yourself. You redirect into your mission. Work, build, create, handle what's in front of you. Finish what you start. Stack days that make you proud when nobody is watching. You redirect into your circle. Get around people who sharpen you, not people who keep you drunk on emotional chaos. You redirect into your standards. Decide what access to you requires now. Decide what disqualifies someone immediately. Decide what you will never explain twice. Do this. Stop reaching for people who keep proving they like attention more than connection. Stop offering loyalty where there is no reciprocity. Stop making excuses for patterns that cost you your peace. Stop treating your intuition like it needs a courtroom to be valid. If something feels off repeatedly, it is off. If someone only values you when they feel you pulling away, that is not love. That's dependency on access. If you always leave the interaction smaller than you entered it, that is not chemistry. That's erosion. Redirect here instead. Protect your mornings. Protect your attention span. Protect your standards. Protect your name. Protect your emotional energy like it is capital, because it is. Invest it where there is honesty, consistency, and peace. Not just sparks, not just attraction, peace. Mature men stop glamorizing turbulence. They stop calling emotional whiplash passion. They stop mistaking instability for depth. Real depth is stable. Real connection is clear. Real desire does not require you to abandon dignity to keep it alive. And if she does come back, if the silence gets loud enough that she reaches, hear me carefully. Do not let your loneliness answer. Do not let your ego answer. Do not let old hunger answer. Let your standards answer. Has anything changed? Is there ownership? Is there consistency? Is there clarity? Is there respect? Or is this just another attempt to reopen access to the version of you that used to be easy to control? That's called discernment. Because the lesson was never love again. The lesson was never lose yourself again. The lesson was not be cold. The lesson was be clear. The lesson was not punish people. The lesson was protect your peace. And once you understand that, everything changes. You stop moving like a wounded boy looking for proof. You start moving like a man who knows that his life cannot be built on emotional bargains. This is where your identity resets. You are not the man begging to be understood by someone committed to convenience. You are not the man waiting at the edge of someone else's indecision. You are not the man measuring his worth by who replies, who returns, who regrets. You are not the backup plan. You are not the emotional vending machine. You are not here to be consumed by people who never learned how to value what they touch. You are the standard. You are the boundary. You are the reset. You are the answer. And when you finally live like that, something powerful happens. Her ego breaking stops being the story. Your self-respect returning becomes the story. Your routine becomes sharper. Your eyes become clearer. Your voice changes. Your decisions change. You stop leaking pain and start carrying weight. You no longer look for signs from the past because your life in the present is too real to ignore. That is the win. Not that she feels your absence, that you no longer fear it. Let other people chase closure through noise. Let weak men keep performing pain online, hoping someone feels guilty enough to come back and validate them. That is not your path. Your path is quieter, stronger, harder, better. You build a life so grounded that anybody who enters it feels the difference immediately. Not because you're trying to impress them, but because peace, discipline, and self-respect have a presence of their own. So keep your silence if it is honest. Keep your distance if it protects your sanity. Keep your standards even when desire tries to bargain them down. And keep moving, one clean day at a time, one disciplined choice at a time, one boundary at a time, one promise to yourself kept at a time. That is how a man gets himself back. If this hit you where you live, subscribe because you need this kind of truth in your ear until your habits match your standards and your standards match your value. Stay close to this channel if you want more clarity, more discipline, and more reminders that weakness is not your identity. You're not alone in this. You're with people who are done begging, done shrinking, and done handing their power to anyone who did not earn it.